The moment I watched them on the hidden camera, something inside me broke. My wife, the woman I gave everything to, wasn't just lying to me, she was laughing behind my back while wrapped in someone else's arms. But I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I waited. And when I walked in on them the next time, stripped naked, calm as ever, he finally realized he wasn't the only one watching. Appreciation to my subscribers and supporters. To everyone who subscribed, gifted, or supported my stories, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your support helps bring these real, raw, and emotionally charged tales to life. Whether you're here for the drama, the heartbreak, or the unexpected twists, just know I see you, I appreciate you, and I write with you in mind. You make every story matter. I never thought I'd be the kind of man who installs cameras in his own home. Not because I'm paranoid. Not because I'm controlling. But because, deep down, I didn't want to believe what I already knew. Her name is Rachel. My wife of 7 years. We met in college, back when life was simple, when love felt easy. She was fiery, funny, full of life. I fell hard and fast, and for a long time, I believed we were unbreakable. But that was before she started changing. It wasn't obvious at first. That's how these things work. They creep up on you, slow, careful, like a shadow at your feet. You don't notice it growing until it's towering over you. At first, it was her laugh. I noticed she laughed more when she was texting. But not with me. I'd be sitting beside her on the couch, and she'd get a message, giggle quietly, then tilt her phone away like I wasn't supposed to see. Then came the schedule changes. I have to stay late again, she'd say, slipping on her heels at 7 p.m., already dressed too nice for an extra shift at the office. Or, Jake's joining the team. He's new. Just showing him the ropes. Jake. That name stuck in my head like a splinter. I'd never met him, but I didn't like him. I didn't trust him. And something in the way she said his name, quick, casual, but rehearsed, rubbed me wrong. One night I asked, "So, what's Jake like?" She shrugged, brushing her hair out of her face like she didn't even want to talk about it. He's cool. A little younger. Kinda goofy. Goofy. That's how she described the guy she'd end up naked with in our bed. I don't know when it shifted, but I started watching everything. Her tone. Her timing. How fast she texted back. When she suddenly started wearing perfume again just to go to work. When she'd step into the hallway to take calls. When she stopped kissing me goodnight. My gut twisted every time she walked out the door. You don't trust her, I told myself. But if you ask her straight up, she'll lie. So find the truth. That's when the idea hit me, simple, quiet, and horrible. Cameras. I ordered a few small ones online. Discreet. Motion sensitive. No blinking lights. I placed them carefully. One in the living room near the entryway, another in the kitchen, and the last in the corner of our bedroom, tucked neatly behind a bookshelf. It felt wrong, I won't lie. I stood there staring at that lens for a long time after I installed it. What kind of man does this? What kind of marriage needs this? But I needed peace. And if there was nothing to see, then I'd have that. The first week. Nothing. Just Rachel, coming and going. Watching TV. Sometimes she'd talk to herself or listen to music while folding laundry. I almost started to believe I was wrong. Maybe I was paranoid. Maybe stress was making me invent ghosts. Then Thursday happened. She came home early that day. I wasn't supposed to be back until night, but I was working remotely from a friend's office, so I had access to the live feed. At 3:14 p.m., the front door opened. She walked in, and Jake was with her. My heart stopped. They were laughing. She tossed her keys on the table like nothing was out of the ordinary. He stood behind her, close. Too close. She didn't even flinch when his hand brushed her lower back. I paused the video. I stared at the screen. I couldn't breathe. This was it. The moment I'd feared. And I couldn't look away. But I didn't confront her, not yet. Not like this. No. I needed to be sure. I needed them to go all the way. Because once I crossed that line, there'd be no turning back. I clicked record. I watched in silence as my wife closed the door behind them. Jake followed her into the kitchen like he'd done it 100 times before. Like he belonged there. He was tall, athletic-looking, with that smug kind of smile younger guys wear when they think they've got the world at their feet, and someone else's wife under their arm. Rachel poured him a drink without asking what he wanted. That told me everything. I sat there, watching on my laptop, heart pounding so hard I could feel it in my teeth. I didn't blink. I couldn't. It felt like I was watching a slow-motion car crash, every detail sharp, loud, permanent. They laughed. She touched his arm. He touched her waist. And then, like flipping a switch, she kissed him. Just like that. No hesitation. No guilt. Her lips were on his like they were picking up where they left off. His hands slid down her back, then lower. She didn't stop him. I felt sick. She led him down the hallway. Toward our room. I almost closed the laptop. I almost couldn't take it. But I watched. They stepped into the bedroom, the one we used to share, the one we picked out together, painted together, made memories in together. They didn't even close the door. The camera caught it all. Rachel undressed first, slowly, like it was some kind of game. He stood there, hungry for her, not even bothering to look around or wonder if they were being watched. She climbed into bed. Our bed. He followed. The same place we once made love, dreamed together, whispered about growing old. I don't know how long it lasted. Maybe 10 minutes. Maybe 20. Time stopped. It wasn't even about the sex. It was the way she looked at him. Like I didn't exist. When they were done, he kissed her shoulder. She laughed. They lay there talking like it was no big deal. Like they didn't just light a match and burn down everything we built. Eventually, he got up, got dressed, and left. She showered. Like nothing happened. I closed the laptop. My hands were shaking. My mouth was dry. This wasn't a suspicion anymore. It wasn't just a bad feeling or late nights or awkward silences. This was betrayal. Clear. Cold. Recorded. The worst part wasn't the act, it was how comfortable she was doing it. No fear. No shame. Like she knew she could get away with it. Like she had already written me off in her mind. I didn't sleep that night. I just sat there in the dark replaying every lie she ever told. Every time she said, "I love you," with a straight face. Every time she came home late smelling like a stranger. I watched the footage again the next day. And the next. It wasn't the first time. There were other visits. Short ones. Long ones. Sometimes in the living room. Sometimes in the shower. Once, God help me, on the couch while a picture of us smiled from the wall right behind them. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Not until I figured out how to take back my power. Not until I knew I'd never forget the look on his face when he realized he wasn't the only one watching. And when I figured out how to confront them. I knew I had to do it in a way neither of them would ever forget. So I made a plan. And it started with me getting naked. I planned it down to the hour. If I was going to confront them, it couldn't be an argument. It had to be a moment, one they'd never shake off, one that would leave them speechless, powerless, humiliated. Just like they left me. So I waited for the next Thursday. Same pattern, same time. Rachel thought I had meetings all day. She didn't know I had taken the day off. She didn't know I was watching the camera feeds live from the quiet room upstairs. At exactly 2:59 p.m., Jake's car pulled into the driveway. I didn't flinch. I was ready. I waited until they came inside, laughing like teenagers, all giddy and careless. She kissed him before the door even shut. Her hands were already on him, dragging him down the hallway like a magnet. He thought he was in control. But I had already stripped. Completely. Not out of some dramatic need to shock them, but because I wanted them to feel just as exposed as I had felt watching them. I wanted the moment burned into their minds forever. I took a deep breath, opened the bedroom door, and stepped in. They didn't hear me at first. Jake was undressing at the foot of the bed. Rachel had her back turned, pulling her shirt over her head. Then she saw me. She froze. Wah. Jake turned, still shirtless, his hands fumbling with his belt. And there I was, naked, calm, staring them both down like I was watching an art exhibit of betrayal. Rachel's face turned ghost white. Jake actually jumped, stammering like a child caught stealing. What the hell, man? I didn't raise my voice. I didn't scream. I just said it, plain and slow. I've been watching. Every time. Every angle. Every lie. I could feel the room shrink. The silence hit harder than any punch. Rachel tried to speak. Wait, it's not what it looks like. No, I cut in. It's exactly what it looks like. Jake looked like he wanted to grab his things and bolt, but I stepped closer, still calm, still bare, and looked him dead in the eyes. You came into my house. My bedroom. My marriage. And you thought I wouldn't know? Rachel started crying. Finally. But I didn't care. Not anymore. I turned to her. You kissed him before you even made it through the door. How long, Rachel? How many times? How many lies? She wrapped a blanket around herself, sobbing, trying to pull herself together. Please, just listen. I did listen, I said, pointing at the bookshelf. To every moan. Every whisper. I watched you throw me away, one clip at a time. Jake tried to step out. I didn't know, all right. I thought. I stopped him cold. You thought I was some dumb husband with a boring marriage? Nah. I was just a man with a plan. And cameras. The color drained from his face. I picked up the remote on the dresser and hit play. The small TV in the corner lit up with footage. Their footage. One of their recorded sessions. Rachel gasped. Jake's jaw dropped. You're not walking out of here clean, I said, still calm. I made copies. I have backups. So go ahead, walk. But know this. I looked him in the eye, then her. This moment. Right now. You'll never forget it. Because the man you thought was broken, just took back everything. Then I walked past them, still naked, not hiding a thing. I didn't slam a door. I didn't say goodbye. I let the silence and shame hang in the air like smoke from a fire they lit. They didn't follow me. Not right away, anyway. After I walked out, completely naked, heart still thudding like a war drum, I went straight to the guest room and locked the door. I dressed slowly, deliberately. Every movement reminded me that I wasn't the weak one anymore. I was done being lied to. Done being the fool in my own house. About 15 minutes later, there was a soft knock. Please, can we talk? Rachel's voice cracked on the other side. I didn't respond. Not then. I let her sit in that hallway, half-dressed, humiliated, with only her silence and guilt for company. I checked my phone. For missed calls from Jake. He left before I came out again, ran like a coward. He hadn't even tied his shoes when he bolted. Good. Let him wonder what I'd do next. Let him sweat. I opened the door around dinner time. Rachel was on the couch, still in the blanket she'd wrapped around herself earlier. Her eyes were red. Her phone was face down on the table. She looked up at me like a child waiting to be scolded. I don't even know where to start, she whispered. I sat down in the armchair across from her. Not beside her. Try starting with the truth. She swallowed. Her voice shook. It started a few months ago. I didn't plan it, I swear. I never meant to hurt you. He made me feel something I hadn't felt in a long time. Wanted? I asked, cold. She nodded, eyes wet. Yes. I guess. I felt invisible. Like we were roommates more than a couple. I know that doesn't excuse anything. But I didn't expect it to go this far. And yet it did. In my bed. Repeatedly. She looked down. No defense. No fight. Just shame. I don't hate you, I said. But I don't trust you either. And without trust, this marriage is dead. She flinched, but didn't argue. Do you love him? I asked. Her lips trembled. No. I don't even think I like him anymore. He was just, there. And I let myself go too far. I leaned forward, my voice low and sharp. You weren't some lost teenager. You were a wife. My wife. She started crying again, but this time I didn't reach for her. I didn't comfort her. I let her feel it. Every ounce of pain, guilt, and weight she had dumped on me with every lie, every stolen afternoon. You know what the worst part is? I said. You made me question myself. My worth. My sanity. I thought I was paranoid. But all along, I was just being gaslit in the home I built for us. She didn't say anything. She just cried, holding her knees like a child trying to disappear into herself. I stood up. I'm not staying here tonight. Where are you going? She whispered. Somewhere I don't feel betrayed. You'll hear from my lawyer. Her head jerked up, eyes wide. Wait, lawyer. Are you saying? I'm not threatening. I'm stating a fact. You made your choices. Now I'm making mine. I walked to the door. Stopped with my hand on the knob. One more thing, I said without turning. You didn't just cheat on me, you ended the version of me that trusted easily, loved without caution, and believed forever was real. I hope whatever you got from him was worth it. Then I walked out. No yelling. No drama. Just truth. And the sound of a door closing on everything we used to be. I didn't take much when I left. A duffel bag. A laptop. My dignity. The rest, the wedding photos, anniversary gifts, shared memories, I left behind. They didn't belong to me anymore. Not in the same way. I stayed at a hotel that first week. Cheap, quiet, and clean. I kept my phone on silent. I didn't want to hear the apologies, the explanations, the sudden need to work things out. There was nothing left to work on. I called a lawyer the second morning. He'd seen this kind of case before. Adultery. Video evidence. Clear cut. He didn't need me to say much. She cheated in the marital home, he asked. Yes, I said. Do you want to fight for the house? I smiled, bitter. No. I just want peace. He told me that peace might take time. But the first step was already done. I had left. Rachel texted me every day. The first few were long walls of regret. Paragraphs about how she didn't mean it, how she lost herself, how I deserved better than what she gave. She wasn't wrong about that last part. By day 4, the messages turned desperate. Please, can we talk? I miss you. I don't even talk to Jake anymore. It's over. Can we try again? I never answered. But here's what I did do, I watched the sunrise again. Alone. I sat on the edge of a motel bed, sipping black coffee, staring at a quiet sky turning gold. And I felt something I hadn't felt in months. Stillness. Not joy. Not revenge. Not even relief. Just a deep, echoing stillness that wrapped around me like a weighted blanket. For the first time, I didn't have to wonder what was happening behind my back. For the first time, I didn't have to pretend to be okay. I didn't have to smile at dinner while wondering why she was suddenly guarding her phone. I didn't have to fake sleep while she stayed up late texting someone she claimed was just a friend. That life was over. And in that silence, I learned what I had taken with me. My awareness. My self-respect. My clarity. And the understanding that you can love someone who ends up being the worst thing for you. That realization doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. Jake never reached out. Not once. Cowardice suits him. Last I heard, he moved jobs. Probably couldn't handle the looks or whispers. Or maybe he couldn't look in the mirror anymore. Either way, good riddance. Rachel eventually stopped messaging. The last thing she sent was, "I'll never forgive myself." I didn't reply, but I did think about that line. Because truthfully, I didn't need her to forgive herself. That was her journey now. Not mine. These days, I wake up alone. But I also sleep in peace. I laugh again. Not because I forgot what happened. But because I survived it. I don't check the cameras anymore. I don't replay the footage. I deleted it all. Because I realized something. I didn't need proof anymore. I already knew who she was. And more importantly, I finally remembered who I was. Not the broken man in the videos. Not the silent husband behind the curtain. But the one who stood up. Naked. Unashamed. And took his life back. That's the end.